Hey you guys, we've got another flip reveal today. This is the second guest bedroom here in our flip project that we've been working on. Stay tuned for more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified of future videos. We've got more flip reveals coming your way soon. We've also got more for you over on my blog at designlovesdetail.com and Instagram at designlovesdetail. We would love to have you like and comment and hear what your thoughts are on this space. I went a little bit different in this room. I typically don't do very farmhouse, but I did do a little bit of that in this, kind of a European farmhouse feel for this space, because around here modern farmhouse is still all the rage. So I went with the metal bed. This was good for us in terms of space because, again, these secondary bedrooms are pretty small. The primary bedroom was huge, but these secondary bedrooms were on the small side, so I wanted to really utilize every last bit of space. And this metal bed frame is a little bit less bulky than what was here before. If you guys remember how that room looked, I mean, it had a big wooden bed and just felt too big for the space. Also, I think there was a dresser on this wall and it was too much furniture, I feel like, for what was going on. With that in mind, I brought in this beautiful black bed and it kind of gave us a different element. Of course, I did a woven one if you guys saw the last guest room reveal. This has a totally different feel in this room, but I thought that this was a nice, still kind of clean feel and with the contrast against the walls. Again, this home is painted Benjamin Moore's China White. It's one of my favorites because it's still got some depth to it. It's not a bright white, it's a warmer white, but it has a grayish undertone. So it's not going to be one of those yellow creams that kind of feels dingy. Still very fresh and crisp, but has some saturation to the color, which is awesome. All right, so bedding, I went for a little bit of gray, a little bit of this blue. So we brought a little more color into this room. It has kind of that cozy, inviting element in this space. The rug is actually what started kind of the whole plan. This was a really inexpensive find from TJ Maxx online. They get some awesome Laloy rugs that I share with you guys on Instagram stories. This particular one, I want to say it was like $69 or something, a really great price, and they're really durable. They clean easily. They're a printed rug, so they're not as likely to snag or things like that because it's more of a flat, almost like a mat, kind of like almost like foamy. Got a little bit of a foamy feel to it. A good option if you have high traffic or things like a rental property or you have children or pets, really good option. That rug, I kind of pulled the colors from, a little bit of those grays. It has some of the warmer tones as well, kind of keep it a little bit traditional in a sense. So this bed kind of wanted, I think, some simple bedding to go with it, but then those cozy layers that make you want to dive in. So I went for these really pretty Euro shams that have some texture in the stitching detail. And then this is a Target pillow that is a great one. It's a new option and I love that length. It's perfect for a bed because you can keep that simple look I was talking about and just have these couple larger pillows with that small one in front and that cream and tan stripe. They also have this in a gray. The sheets, I did kind of a blue gray and then a really pretty quilt for that little bit farmhouse edge. Since it is so popular around here, we're kind of playing into that. We want to really think about our buyer. So this is one of my favorites. This is a coverlet that I got from TJ Maxx online, and it has that texture that's perfect to keep the bed a little more interesting so it doesn't feel too, I don't know, too flat and smooth. I like a little bit of texture going on. It has that really fun fringe edge as well, which adds some interest and detail. For nightstands, I went as large as we could. These are one of my favorites. I've used these in my own bedroom actually because they are such a good price and you can get them on sale with the coupon code, so I'll include that. They are really great for both the aesthetic appeal and the size. You just push on the door and then you have some storage in there as well. A little bit less common than your typical nightstands that will have drawers, but I feel like you could still put some baskets in there or just use the shelves for some really good storage there. For styling the nightstands, I went with a really pretty box. This has a wood inlay detail. I picked this up at Home Goods. Kind of brings in that warmth of the wood, and these lamps were also from TJ Maxx, so really a great price point, and they are made to look like concrete. They're not actual concrete, but they have that look. So they add a little bit of a different material and texture as well. Artwork also from TJ Maxx. Man, I keep saying if TJ Maxx would just sponsor me, that'd be fantastic. So still working on that. Anyways, this was from online. They have some really cute art prints on there pretty often actually, and so that kind of tied in a little bit of that teal blue tone that I used in the bedding. Kind of a nice way to bring the color across the room. On this side, I did keep the symmetry of having the same nightstand and lamps, but I did switch up the accessories. I like to do that. One nightstand styling. Of course, we have our little pop of faux greenery with this nice wood vase. Actually, that might be faux wood. I can't even tell. It looks real. Above the bed, I did bring in another detail with this leather mirror. I love a little pop of leather because, again, it's kind of like wood where it warms up the space and feels really cozy and inviting. That was such a cute little find on TJ Maxx as well. And it has that gold buckle detail on the sides. It brings in this element of like collectedness, kind of, I love a collected feel in a space. That one kind of has that with how unique it is. This little wood chain is one of my favorite new accessories from the Studio McGee Target fall collection. These are always like any type of wooden links or any type of sculptural pieces like this are some of my favorites to style with because it's literally like art, you know, movable art, so that you can kind of place it however, you know, fits in your space. They're really cute on top of a pile of books or shelf styling on a coffee table in a bowl. They just have a ton of applications and they're really affordable. So definitely a great one for an option like this with a nightstand. The curtains I did in here are the same that I did throughout the house, so they are just kind of like a linen. They're actually a real linen with a liner, so that you have a little bit of the light blocking, a little privacy, but then you still get a little bit of that light through. They don't completely, they're not a blackout, but they're kind of a good in between. The blackout blinds, of course, block all light, which can be nice, but I think that these are definitely sufficient for still making the room pretty dark when you need it to be. And then the light fixture, this is another one where I brought in a little bit of wood element, and of course it has the metal accent in there as well, but kind of a good mix of different materials and kind of a mix of modern and a little bit of that classic traditional farmhouse vibe as well, so that we have an overall feeling to this space of kind of that European modern farmhouse feel. Thank you guys for watching. We covered a lot of ground there. We're moving right along through the flip house. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified of the future videos. We've got some exciting ones coming up. We've got the primary bathroom and primary bedroom, which will be really exciting spaces to see. And after that, we're gonna start bringing in the larger living spaces, the kitchen, dining, and all that stuff. That will be very momentous. Be sure to like and comment and let us know what you think about the space. Is this your style? Are you guys still loving modern farmhouse, or what style do you guys go for? We've kind of got a contrast between this room and our last guest room, so I'd love your feedback. And then we will see you next time.